map 50, lot 10-A. And our representative here,
Yes.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
This is the agenda, if anyone wanted a copy of
What
it.
about the plans? Can I get copies of the plans?
I think that you can request that if you, like a public records request.
Here, can I get a public records request to get records of a permit for a
Of
hearing?
any records, any permits, anything like that.
When it's a public hearing?
Yes.
It doesn't have access, automatic access? to
No,
the
because we wouldn't be able to make that many copies.
They can't.
Whoever makes the permit, whoever does it has to have like 7 copies, and they have to give to the other departments.
Right, but it's a due process requirement.
It's
That
not
when
in the
there
town
is
of
a-
Carver.
Excuse me. When there's a public, well, first of all, Mr. Chair,
Thank
this
you.
is a public hearing, is it not?
Yes,
Okay, so you have not made plans?
we just received his plans tonight.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say that this public hearing cannot be conducted because you have not given the public a chance to review the plan. And
The
therefore
public
they-
can review the plans anytime they want up at the administrator's office.
You just told me you just got them.
Yes, and they'll be delivered up there after the meeting.
So, after, you mean after the public
I mean, they've already been
hearing-
delivered up there.
After the public hearing, the public can look at these plans?
They can go up there tomorrow. We haven't, this
After
is,
the
this
public
is, this is a hearing.
Right, I know.
We may not vote on anything tonight.
Well, the public, if they're gonna be able to participate in the hearing, has a right to look at the subject matter of the
Sure.
hearing.
Right.
So can you
At
provide them?
the town administrator's office.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, that's,
After
this
the
is
hearing.
Make Sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that you emailed someone today.
I certainly did.
Okay.
Yes, and the public has a right, but you just said you just got the plan.
Oh, it's
so-
not about just getting the plans though, but I know that we can't make that many copies, that's all. If there's no bylaw that states that, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Chair, this is a public hearing,
We've already
Yeah.
gone through this,
and
man.
so the public has a right to see
Yeah.
the plans before
They
the
do,
hearing
yeah.
opens.
Yeah, okay.
So I suggest you close the hearing.
I'm not gonna, I don't need a suggestion from you, Ms. Sheehan,
I know
please.
you don't, but
Okay.
I'm telling you that
Okay.
this is unlawful.
Okay, yeah,
And without giving the
All
public
right.
copies of the hearings before the
Okay.
hearing starts,
Yeah.
you are violating their
I-
due process rights.
I understand
under
what you
the
said.
Constitution.
okay, thank you,
Okay.
thank you. Mr. Madden?
Good evening, board members. I'm Bill Madden from GAF Engineering here on behalf of Van Johnson Cranberries and the earth removal permit application that we presented on his behalf. This is the butter notifications checked off in order and what have you, as you would like them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Where did I put this?
I have an extra copy if you need.
No, I have them.
Okay.
You
Just
have,
in case.
do you have plans in front of you? You want half
Yes.
sizes? I have some half size drawings if you want.
No, this is fine.
They're fine with them, yep.
Let me just see. Some stuff here. I don't know what happened to all my easels at work. At work, would you like me just to put these like this, or do you
Sure.
want me to face them to the audience? Any
Sure, if you could face it
preferred
to
way?
the audience.
Yeah, because we all have
Yeah.
copies.
Okay.
The audience is saying.
You have others filming tonight? Yeah, you have two.
We have two, right here.
Okay, back in late November, November 28th, we filed an earth removal permit application on behalf of Johnson Cranberries with the Earth Removal Committee
Yep.
and what have you. The project is off Forest Street in Carver. It's on existing cranberry bog acreage owned by Johnson Cranberries. And it's desired, we filed this as a commercial earth removal plan due to the nature of the sale of some of the material. Obviously, some of it's retained by Mr. Johnson on his property,
Yeah.
but there's a sales component of it as well, so we filed it under that provision. The project as a whole is it's a cranberry-related project, it's a water supply reservoir / tailwater recovery pond. You might recall back in 2015, we presented a plan to the earth removal committee that indicated some earth removal activities on 3 locations on this property. There was a small area that was completed, I'm gonna say it was to the west, in the north of this site, that was completed in its entirety. This project, I believe, started and paused for whatever reason, during that time frame. Van Johnson contacted me sometime in November, I think it was November, to come before, to present a plan for, earth removal committee review. And that's the plan that we, prepared and presented as part of the application.
Yes.
Duly notified the abutters, what have you. We conducted, site inspection out there. I haven't been out there for probably the better part of 2 months at this point. We did mobilize our survey crew to obtain topographic features of the site and some work activities that had already been taking place. It was active at the time.
Yeah.
And we prepared a plan to show the completion of the work. And that plan is the one that we submitted to you and is before you tonight. Illustrates the removal of about 365,000 yards of material for the creation of the of that reservoir slash tailwater pond. It's a pretty straightforward project. You know, it will be used for cranberry acreage. I think if you look on the plan, we talked about the acreage there, about 226 acre feet of water. There's approximately 60 acres of cranberry bog in that area. So, you know, if we were to look at what one might expect to have on hand for cranberry cultivation, order of magnitude 600 acre feet would be what's necessary for that practice. You know that we've done a fair number of these over the years and pretty familiar with what the cranberry growing needs would be with respect to water supply, water management. So that's what we did. We prepared this plan, presented it to the committee for review. Previously, in 2015, you had issued a permit for removal in those 3 areas. There were conditions that were imposed upon the applicant then, and I want to say that at that time, we're pretty much in compliance with all of them, if not in full compliance with all of those conditions. I do have them with me if you did want to go over them, but other than that, it's excavation activity within the parameters of the bylaw.
Yep.
And what have you, and relatively straightforward. Most of the land prior to us getting involved with this application had previously been cleared, and activity of excavating had taken place. And this is just to really wrap up this element of the cranberry operation over there at Johnson Cranberries.
Okay. And you said you had what? Bill, to go over what? You had with you?
I have the permit conditions
The permit conditions, yeah.
that were proposed back in 2015.
Yeah. There may be a few changes on some
Sure.
of that stuff.
I just bring it up as a
Yeah.
point of
Right.
reference.
Okay, all right, thank you. And your entrance and exit will be,
It's in the application, we
Yeah.
show that it's on Purchase Street, the exit and the entrance. We have an 8.5 by 11 truck route plan that's in the application. It's on an aerial photograph, so
yeah, so you're mimicking basically the same order of conditions.
Yes.
Yeah,
the truck route is identified as figure 3 in the submission document. It'll come after the 2 quad sheets. There you go, the color image with the yellow arrow showing the locus
right,
in the truck route and what have you.
okay. And what's the time frame that you think that this would be complete? I know you've had activity there
I'm thinking, we had some discussion, we thought somewhere between 1 and 2 years to wrap the thing up. I think that realistically, the desire was to complete it within 1 year,
Yeah,
a 1 year timeframe.
that includes reclamation of slopes and seeding. and-
Correct, the seeding of the slopes and what have you. I mean, for the most part, the pond will be the reclaimed portion of the site. Side slopes will be loam seeded and what have you.
Yeah,
Actually, Bobby, I think, I don't know if any of the Ricos guys are here, but, the way they're going, I think they're gonna be done.
this is Mr. Johnson for the audience, he's the owner.
Late spring, early summer. They haven't got a whole lot left to go.
This late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So is this the present line?
That,
This
that,
part right here?
actually,
And
the
then
whole,
they're working through that one over to this side.
The present line?
What's this right here?
that was, those,
Oh, that was, that's from a while ago.
yeah,
all
that
the- all the-
represented the
yeah, all
existing
they've got-
conditions at the
Yeah, all
time.
they've got left to go is, so this has all been excavated out,
Yep.
and there's only
We've seen
basically this corner left. This is where they're set up in the screen and
Yep.
working, but,
You're down to where you need to be for the reservoir over here?
well, in light of the fact that, you know,
You had to
we're
stop
not
the
dewatering, and so he's just, excavating out what he can reach with what he's got for equipment, and that's what it's gonna be. There will be, well, anyway, they're excavating what they can reach, and that'll be it.
Could I ask you, you showed us here on the map, could you show it on the map that's facing here so the audience can see it?
Well, I think probably
Well,
those,
as best they
the
can.
neighbors that are here are well aware of where they're at. Basically, I'd say they haven't quite excavated, I'm not too sure how close to this they are, but there's basically just this corner left where they're set up and they're working. And they're gonna have to, well, anyway, with what's left, I think it's safe to say it'll be done in about 3 months.
Thank you very much.
So there's
From what-
already
from what I
existing
can- from what I-
existing slopes that have been loomed, right?
There are on this far side,
This side over here,
this
Jason,
side
to
has
the road.
been
Right.
loamed. And,
You're
yeah,
gonna
the-
seed
the-
those right out of the early spring, you're gonna seed those right away, early spring? to
Just
get
as
to-
soon as,
Yeah, as the weather breaks.
they're done, and then we'll just start shaping it
Well,
up.
I mean, I'd like to see this seeded, because it's already
That
moved.
is,
You already have
that
the
is seeded.
It is seeded
Oh,
right
yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah,
Did it
some
take?
grass
A
took.
little bit?
Yeah, you know, it didn't get a chance to grow much, it's
Right.
very,
Okay,
Over here.
I think that it's gonna take off this summer. once
Yeah.
it,
okay. So you think they'll be done early spring of 2023, late?
Yeah, I think it's safe
Early
to say,
summer.
yeah, the way they're going,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Can I just ask about the trucks that you're bringing in from Purchase Street?
Say that again?
The trucks
On Purchase Street?
that for the new project, are they gonna go across the road that's in back of this current project? Is that how the trucks are gonna come in?
New project, same project. There's
Where is
nothing
Where
new.
is the permit you're applying for on this map? The permit that you're applying for tonight, can you show it on the map?
It's shown in the dark lines on this plan, this
This is the same
area.
project that's been going on.
This is behind your house.
This is just a renewal of the same project.
continuation of the current project.
Yes.
So this is just a continuation of the current
Yes,
project?
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And
For
you're
another,
saying,
another
Yes.
2 years?
No, no, no.
They're gonna be done this late spring, early summer. I would say.
And what
It's
been
not a
going-
new-
been
it's
going
not a
on
new
since
project.
2008, is that what you said, it's been going on
No.
since 2008?
No.
2008, where'd that
Well,
come
that's what
from?
Mr. Madden said.
2015.
No.
This particular project started in 2017. There was a permit that had 3 phases on it. This is the last phase, and this is the one they started late. So this one is being, he wanted to come in, do his due diligence for the 12-year review, just to get it done before
12 months.
12 months,
Yeah.
12 months review.
So, Mr. Madden said repeatedly it was 2015 plan.
What Mr. Madden stated, he filed the original earth removal application with the Town of Carver Earth Removal Committee in 2015.
Three different pieces.
Right, and when did the excavation start?
So Van, you had 3 phases on that permit. What permit, phase 1 was the little one in the middle? Or was it the end one? Which one did you start first?
The one there was a small.
Yes, very
that-
small one.
Yeah.
That's complete. We knew
Yeah,
that was
that
complete.
was done quite a while
Yeah.
ago.
Then you started the
I
foul
can't tell
one.
the
I know.
exact dates, and then in this particular project,
This was the
I was
last
just-
one that you were finishing.
yes.
Yeah.
And at my pace, I was just picking away at it
Right,
when I had time to go at it, and it was, you know,
right.
taking
And
me
then,
for
and then this is, you just came in to do the 12-month review
right,
with the same plans, with the same footprint, and just to get it,
yeah.
do your due diligence and do it right. So,
So, just to be clear, this is 2015 you filed it, when did you start the work?
You don't have anything
The work that when I was doing it myself, it was off and on over the course of a few years, but my pace was quite slow when I was just doing it myself, and in light of the fact that the town wanted to see it done, the neighbors wanted to see it get done, so now we just stepped up the pace and we're getting it done.
So how many phases were there?
this was 3 phases. This phase was in 2000, I think you started in 2017, 16,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then we fell, and then we had hit COVID, and it fell under the extension permit of 462 days. And he's here in front of us prior to that ending to do his due diligence for the 12-month review.
So anyway, Mike, I just kind of told him I thought that it was safe to say that late spring, early summer, you guys are gonna be done.
Yeah.
Right.
So how much earth was removed in phase
Yeah,
one?
what was it to date that we have? That you removed out of this one?
The what?
How much?
The amount of yardage.
Oh, well, the total project was, like Bill said,
365.
estimated at 365.
Right.
So what do you, what's less than 100? Probably less than 100,000 yards, we're just guesstimating.
Right. So out of the 365,000, you have 100,000 or less
Remaining.
remaining, give or
Yeah,
take.
I mean,
And we have those exact figures up in the, what you've paid for.
probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the permit, the 2015 permit that Mr. Madden filed was for 365,000 cubic yards?
65.
No, that's for this phase. That one was for this phase. There was 2 other phases. So there was other yardage for those phases.
I wanna say it was 525,763.
Bill, do you have that
If you,
information?
I have it here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's probably right.
That was, that, you know, this is,
Yeah,
this
I
is for
believe
this off Forest Street map
Yeah,
50.
yeah,
This
probably.
is September of 2015, permit number 58, and that was the approved
Right,
yardage.
right,
And then
yeah.
the one in 2017 is for 170,000 yardage, which was a separate one.
Separate what?
It's, phase on the plan.
Phase
Here's
1
the
and 2 were
permit.
completed. Phase 1 and 2 were completed.
How much volume was allowed under the 2015 permit?
525,763. And again, they are all upstairs, and I think those are like records that you can request. Same with the
Okay.
permits.
And how much in phase 1?
I'm not really
We're
sure.
not, we're
I
here
don't
for
have
this
everything in
phase
front
right
of
now.
us.
We have that upstairs.
You're here for
We
a
have that
permit.
upstairs. We have that
You're here
upstairs.
for a permit that you granted.
We're here for the phase 3 completion. We weren't here to go over phase 1 and 2, but we have that upstairs. It's available. We can get that.
I'm asking you in terms of this permit, how much has been taken out so far in each of the phases over the last, what,
And I
7
just
years?
told you, we don't have phase 1 and 2 in front of us. We have phase 3.
So
So we don't have the yardage counts for upstairs. They're upstairs.
they're upstairs, but you can't tell the public how much has been taken off this site to date.
Not with the paperwork not in front of me on phase 1 and 2.
So what are you, like, extending? What are you giving them permission to
This
do?
is for the phase 3 part of the project.
Which is what?
365,000 yards that came out of this, that is coming out of this.
Over the next 6, what did you say?
Probably
What did you
6
put
to
down
8
this
months.
spring?
6 to 8 months.
So that's like $3 million worth of sand and gravel that he's gonna.
No. The total project was
The
365.
total project was
We've probably
365.
removed
There's
about
probably
2/3 of
100
that,
left.
Okay, you
and there's
said
only
the
about
total-
100 left of this particular project.
Wait a minute, you
That's
said
it.
the total project was 525,763.
And a couple other areas which we're not addressing tonight.
What other couple areas?
So,
Phase 1 and 2.
What is the monetary
come up
value
with
have to
what
do
you
with the,
So,
with the earth
wait a
removal?
minute, I'm still confused.
yeah,
The
this is for
total
sure.
2015 permit in 3 phases was 525,763. Is that right, Elaine? Or Darlene, I'm sorry,
My name is Carol.
Karen.
Again, this is just what's written on here, so I need
This is
to
just
go
what's
by
written
that
on
and
here.
it's
We're
not
not, we're
exact.
gonna wait till we have that paperwork. If you need it, we can request
It
it.
seems to me to be pretty clear. You said the total was 5 what, Dan?
Yeah, back in the
Yep,
the
that
original
was-
permit, in
Okay,
three
and
different
so
areas, we're only
If
talking about
there's
one of them tonight.
90,000 left, which was surveyed, okay, and we know the volume, total volume, so if you take the 90,000 you got left to put in, to take out,
Right.
then the difference between the 90,000 and the 5-something that you gave
25.
total is what was already taken out.
So we're
Um,
talking about a 2015 permit that authorized the taking of 525,763 over 3 phases. And can you tell us how much was taken out in each phase?
I
We
don't want-
can, but the paperwork on the yardage is upstairs.
And can you tell us the total amount of earth
Uh,
removal fees that were?
Mr. Chairperson, can Mr.
Yes,
Madden speak?
I'm sorry.
For the sake of clarity, there were 3 areas, distinct areas, on the original earth removal plan that was submitted in 2015. Not phases, 3 areas, distinct and separate from each other. The earth removal shown to be removed from all 3 of those areas collectively was the 525,000 yards.
And how many acres did that cover?
I'm not talking about that, so
I-
I'm not-
The
I'm
thing
not
that
here
you're
to
not
discuss
understanding,
that
Steve, we're here
project. I
for
just
phase
thought I would add some
3. They're
clarity.
renewing phase 3. Phase 1 and 2 are already in the taillights at this point. We're talking about phase 3 this evening.
Well, I think the public has the right to know.
And they just said
as
there's
part of
records
this-
upstairs that
No, in
can be
this
requested.
public
We're talking
hearing.
about phase 3.
Yeah, go,
Move the
go.
question.
Yeah, someone could go get them. So you can answer the question.
So
about
that's,
the
right now,
total.
this is what's on the agenda tonight, this is what we're gonna do,
Well,
is this
okay, can you
one. So this is
clarify
what we're gonna
again
do this.
what's on the
So anyways,
agenda?
Bill, what's left, Van, you said is about 20,000 yards in this particular,
Yeah, I
The one that we're
guesstimate-
talking
I
about,
guestimate that.
give or take.
I mean,
Wait a minute,
With what's left in that
Mr.
plan.
Ward just said it was 90,000.
that's what I
Oh,
just
there's a
said.
90,000 left to
And
be
this,
taken
and
out.
this, on this project, this pond behind, I think the neighbors that are here tonight, that are concerned about, that are concerned. And this project, it's over out of 365,000 yards, there's about 90,000 yards left to go.
That's what I
That'll
said.
be it.
There's
Right.
90,000 yards they're talking about removing for this final phase. Now,
For
that's
this,
what we're looking at right
for
now.
this
Right now.
hole,
Yep,
which
that's
is
what we're doing.
guesstimated at 365 total, there's only
Yeah,
about
but-
90,000 yards
yeah.
left to
But
go.
we're concerned right now with the remainder of it,
Right.
and getting it completed
Right.
and the seeding
Right.
and everything.
Right, getting this done,
Yeah,
that's the first step.
that's,
So Mike-
that's our concern tonight.
Dan, because we're talking about this now, the berm that has built up in back of us where there's sand now, are you gonna
Right.
pull that all down?
No, I don't want to.
Well, that sand is gonna, once it dries out, it's gonna,
Well, that's
blow.
loamy material, and I've seeded it once. And
But
to be honest with you,
there's all
I
sand on
feel,
there now.
I feel that berm protects you
I
and
think
me.
you guys are talking about two different things.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
It's
We're
a
talking
berm
about-
that was built up in back of us at one point.
Oh, I see, along the tree line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way that can be pulled down?
I don't think it's gonna benefit you. I'm gonna seed it, it'll be grass growing on it,
But
it
it's
shouldn't
all
produce
sand
that.
right now.
Right now it is, yeah. Yep,
It's
I
all
just added a
sand
little
on
bit
top.
more to it last week or whenever I was over there. But I think that berm, it's gonna keep wind from coming through, it's gonna keep dust from coming through. Not that there's gonna be anything going on much in short order. But that
Are
berm
you
is,
talking about at the completion of the project?
Right.
She's talking about it.
Well, I'm
at
talking
when-
about when he slopes on that.
Yeah, when you're all
that
done,
edge.
and said, you're gonna leave that there, or you're gonna pull it down?
I think I should, I wanna leave it there. I don't think opening that up is gonna help anybody. It's not gonna make it, and, you know, I forget who lives exactly where.
I do. I
But if
live
you're
right
right,
back
if
there.
you're, if that, I think that berm is gonna benefit you.
What do you think, Mike? The sand?
It's gonna be seeded, you know, I did seed it once already,
But it's on our side and on the top, it's all sand.
but yes, yeah, and it will be stuff growing on it, and give it a little time. I'll seed it, and give it a, you know, the seeding will take, and give it a few years, there's gonna be trees and everything else growing on that, and that's just gonna close that off better for you. I don't care to open, it's really nothing to do with Mike, that berm has got nothing to do with these guys. But I think it's a good buffer between back there and behind you. I think opening that up is not gonna
I
make,
don't think we're gonna need one though, once
Hmm?
the project is done.
excuse me?
Do you think we're gonna need a buffer once the project is done?
It's not gonna hurt, and it's not gonna, I think it's only gonna be, like I say,
I'm just
it's gonna
afraid
be,
that the sand that's piled there is gonna be blowing once it dries out.
any sand is, there's not gonna be any piles left there of sand. It's gonna
It's
be
all covered
sloped
with
off,
sand right now.
what's that?
It's all covered with sand right now.
That's
That-
topsoil,
that berm.
that's not clean sand. That stuff there, stuff will grow on that. Don't worry about that.
So,
It's
so
not
Van, if
sand,
you're gonna
it's
leave
not
that, if you're gonna
sand.
leave that berm there, you're gonna make sure that it's organic and that it's planted
Yeah,
and grass is
I'll
growing.
plant
As
stuff
long
on
as
it.
it's planted and-
I think that's
Yeah.
only gonna,
Right,
I can't see any good reason to take it out. It's, I mean, from the concerns you've had in the past and stuff with dust, it's only gonna stop the wind. You know, if you get a northwest wind, it's only gonna buffer that. I open that up, the wind's gonna come right through those woods and you're more likely to get stuff blowing at you without that there. I had suggested back a year or two ago, yeah, I would have liked to build that up even more for you. I think it would have helped. But I know you went crazy about that idea.
Please don't.
Well, there's no reason for it to change now.
man.
It'll only, you know,
Do you mind if I ask, when does the current permit expire?
The current permit is under the Governor Baker's 462 days for COVID added to it, but they were coming in just to make sure that they, excuse me, did their 12-month review, and so they could get their permit in order,
Okay,
in case when that was released, so.
so that being said, do you mind if I ask, I know typically somebody would ask for, I believe you said it was 12 months.
Yes,
Where you don't feel as though you need 12 months to wrap it up, is it necessary, like, lesser, I mean, are you planning on asking for the 12 months, since you're, the full 12 months, since you're planning on hopefully getting?
it's an automatic 12 months,
It
whether
is,
it's
okay.
6 months or
Sure.
8
That's
months
all
or
I
9
wanted to
months.
know.
If he finishes up early,
kinda-
like they think they're gonna,
I'm
that's
in
even better.
here,
Just curious.
I'm in here, it's kind of as much as a renewal. We're talking about applying for a new permit, but basically I'm renewing the old one,
Right,
in effect.
right, no.
And it's
I
almost
appreciate
draconian because
clarification.
by the time they get around to issuing a permit, he's gonna be just about ready to walk out the
Right.
door.
Right,
So,
that's why
you know.
that's why I was asking,
Yeah.
because the way the letter was written, it sounded as though you were requesting a new permit.
Yeah, I know, it sounds that way, but
No,
it's
so
really
that-
not.
that
It's just
clears
a,
up the question. Thank you.
Technicality.
Yeah.
It's a renewal.
Just for the record, so that people in the room know, what the earth removal bylaws say is that no permit shall extend beyond 5 years without a public hearing. And even if, in the best case scenario, taking 2015 and adding 5 years to it, that's 2020, and another 426 days for Governor Baker's suspension order, there should have been a
Right, but
public
this
hearing.
phase didn't
Excuse
start,
me.
this phase didn't start till after
It doesn't matter,
2015.
the permit expired in 2020.
There's another permit, but I don't have all the, I'm sorry, I don't have
Yeah.
all the information on it, but it is in 2017 that
each-
has to do with,
There's another permit, so what are we talking
No,
about?
each phase,
It's separate.
each separate one had a different start date.
But it's all under one
Because he didn't start them all at the same time, you know?
But it's all under one permit for 525,000 cubic yards issued in 2015 and put in by Mr. Madden, correct?
I don't wanna give
That,
it.
we don't have that
Exact
information in front of us for those permits. I told you, they're upstairs.